So with me, Will Fleury. Thank you for your time.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
So 5 days from the great KO win over Pavel Langer, and also from your that Vémolu call-out, have you or your manager been contacted from Oktagonu about this potential fight yet?
No, he's tried to get in contact with Andre a couple of times, and so far nothing's been returned, which is strange because they generally have a pretty good relationship. And yeah, look, here's the thing. I would like an answer because the fight is only 3.5 weeks away. I'm gonna need to stay in training. If it's not happening, I can go off for a couple of days and enjoy sun somewhere, maybe go on a little holiday for a week or something. I'd like to at least just get an answer in the next couple of days, you know?
So did you stay more like disciplined about the food to not get so bulked up and to have an easier weight cut if the fight
Yeah,
happens?
so far, like I'm preparing as if it's happening. I'm not in full training right now. You know, I had a couple of beers on Saturday night. On Sunday, we ate some greasy food, you know. And since I've come back, I've been eating liberally. You know, I'm not like on a diet or anything at the moment, but I'm not going crazy either. And that's the other thing. It's like, okay, look, I would relax a lot more if I knew this fight wasn't happening. So just be upfront with me, tell me. And like, it's a perfect opportunity in my eyes. You know, like Pirates pulled out, Karlose is free, I'm fresh, I'm ready. It's the perfect fight to make. I'm the #1 contender. The champion has just lost his fight, and it's 3.5 weeks away. The #1 contender is willing to take the fight. What's wrong here, guys? What's the problem? Let's just go. Let's do this.
You've said that you don't expect him to take that fight. Why is that?
From his point of view, he's a lot older. I also looked pretty impressive in that performance, I'm sure. From his point of view, it's probably not the most appealing prospect to get in and fight some guy who looked like that. But if you're going to be the champion, I think you should. Again, like it's on me to kind of highlight what do you really want out of this? Do you want it to be a sport, or do you want it to be, you know, you're the fighter who's going to get the most eyes and the most promotion, therefore you're going to fight the easiest guys. And from my point of view, it's important to highlight that. Like I am the best fighter in the division right now. There's a reason he doesn't want to fight me. I can't force anyone to fight me, unfortunately. You know, it's not like a sport where if you're like the #2 guy, the guy has to fight you. It's not boxing. We don't have the IBC or like the WBO or any of that. So that like, I don't expect him to take it. I don't, but I really, really, really hope he does.
Vémolu said that it is up to the bosses if they want it or not, and they said that it is up to him. So it's quite a weird situation. What do you think about it?
I think deep down, neither of these guys want it to happen, but that's unfortunate because they're missing out on a huge opportunity. Like it's short-sighted. I think that they feel like because I'm not a Slovak or a Czech or a Slovak or a German fighter, that they can't build me in those countries. But I have a level of talent. I can speak well. I'm not some guy who's just going to come in and talk a bunch of trash. I show up and I perform. And I've worked really hard to be at this level as a fighter. And all I want is the opportunity, like the platform, to go and demonstrate what I am. And I think I've already done that pretty well. My first fight, I showed up with a broken hand. I did pretty good against the #4 guy in the division. I submitted him within 2 rounds. I broke it sparring with the middleweight champion in the world. It's a great story, but Oktagonu didn't seem to want to promote that at all. This fight, I showed up fresh and healthy. I put on a pretty damn good performance. I gave them like the biggest knockout moment in the stadium. It got shared internationally on a couple of international media sites. Guys, this can work really well. You just need to buy into it. You just need to see what this actually is. And like I've already proved, look, I showed up with a broken hand. I'm not a guy who's gonna like make you invest a lot in me and pull out. No, if you show me that you're invested in me, I'll perform and I'll make it work under circumstances that aren't ideal. So I don't know what more I can do on my side. And like even to convince them, you know, it's
I've noticed some posts from you on the Instagram page, so about the Karlose, about how you are coming from him. You took part of Procházka to promote that fight.
yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
willing, are you planning to push that fight even more now that you know that they are not like that much into making it?
I feel like I have to. Like, look, it's 3.5 weeks until the fight, okay? And they've given me no indication or no answer. They're, Andre, Oktagonu, Pavel, they all say they're up for it. They're like open to it, but their behavior doesn't suggest this. So if you're gonna not be straight up with me, okay, cool. I'm gonna keep calling for the fight, and you're gonna have to give me an answer sooner or later. So they try, like right now, it's like a kid's reaction to a problem. It's just like, oh, let's ignore it. Let's bury our heads in the sand. Guys, I'm here. You can't like treat me like this. You can't just ignore me like I don't exist. I clearly exist. I gave you the moment of the fucking show in the stadium. Why are you treating me like I'm a bold child? I've done everything that a promoter would want you to do. I knocked out the number one contender and I called out the champion, and they don't give me any, like, guys, there's a huge opportunity. Do you not see it? And also, like, you're being very short-sighted because, like, okay, I'm not Czech, I'm not Slovak, but I'm English speaking and I can build things big. Like, we're internationally fucking recognized, we're going out and beating internationally recognized guys. Oktagonu is at a level. That's what I can do for you. If you don't see this, then like I'm going to be old by the time you're giving me legit opportunities. I'm already 35, but I don't feel like an old 35-year-old. I have another 4 or 5 good years left of me of like really high level competition.
Apart from this situation, are you satisfied with the communication with promoters?
It hasn't been fantastic a lot of that. Look, I understand, even from this point of view, I understand they're in a tricky situation because they want the Tour de Tilla fight. That makes a lot of sense for them. They have a big guy in Czech Republic. They have a big guy in Slovakia. They can sell that fight. Everybody knows who Attila is. Everybody knows who Karlose is. Probably only the MMA fans in the Czech Republic right now know who I am. But if you give me the opportunity to come in and show them, hey, we've got this really high level guy, he can go out and do special things.
I just need to ask you, did I heard correctly that you've mentioned the name Procházka or?
Yeah, like I'd love to fight him. I've like Procházka, somebody I have admired for a long time, man. Just his attitude and like the way he fights and the way he approaches fighting. I love that mindset. Like it's cool. But I would love to fight that guy. And look, he's Czech. Who knows how things go from the UFC? I really genuinely hope he does well. But from point of view of like if he's coming to a different stage in his career and he'd be open to being signed by Oktagonu, there's a huge opportunity for a fight between me and him.
And you have, as you mentioned, you have captured the #1 spot in light heavyweight division. Would you fancy fighting for the interim title while Karlose is heading on the Attila match?
Possibly. If it's a good opponent and it's a fight that they'll build and promote the right way, yeah, I'd be open to that. It's more, I feel like I've earned better than some meaningless fight against a kind of up-and-coming sort of prospect. It has to be something where it's like, this guy's a name. We're going to give you a big show. There's going to be like, your main event, co-main event. It's a special arena, this type of thing. And like, look, I've shown you I'm the guy. I will perform. I'll give you the moments. I'll give you the thing. And even there will be international recognition for me. Like, if you give me a tough guy and I go in and I perform very impressively against him, it's international now. It's not just like, oh, it's two Czech guys fighting each other. That potential is there. So if it was that type of fight, and look, maybe they're thinking, okay, we need 1 or 2 fights to build to that type of fight. Great, but let's sit down and have a chat. You can't just ignore me right now. And that's like, it's been 4 or 5 days already, and there's been zero contact and zero response to any of the stuff that I've put out. And I've been trying my best to force contact. That's a lot of what I'm doing and why I keep calling for this Karlose fight, because it's like, hey guys, you can't just ignore me. You have to acknowledge this.
So, Will, thank you for your time.
Cheers. Thanks, man, for the coverage. Honestly, man, I really appreciate it.